is Andrew De Leon.
Andrew, you've got an unusual look, but is this how you walk around all day?
Yes.
Kind of a goth look you would describe this as?
Yes.
I assume you're a singer?
Yes.
Well, listen, why don't you do your thing?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
My name is Natalie Prez, and I have an interview with an artist by the name of Andrew De. I know I'm not gonna say your name right. Andrew Andrew DeLong.
De Leon.
De. I'm not gonna sing it.
You'll get it. You'll get it. It's fine. Changed a million times.
On January 29th, 2026, you're my first video interview for this new year. How has the new year treated you so far? And we're already at the end of January. It's flying by already.
Absolutely. You asked how the year's going for me, or?
Yeah. Yes.
So far, good. Yeah. We're in good place as far as, how everything's going right now. Just trying to stay happy, trying to keep people happy, and keep all of our sanity at the same time. So this couldn't have come at a better time, this chat with you, to be able to spread a little bit of joy. You know what I mean? So far, as good as it can be, I would say. As good as it can be, I would say.
So it's been 12 years since we first spoke and last spoke. What has the mystical Andrew been up to between then and now? If you could summarize it.
Yeah, because you'd have to summarize it, right? After 12 years. I'll be completely honest. I would say that in there was a lot of attempts at trying to stay on top of myself or whatever. And then eventually I kind of just decided to step away from music for a little bit. Not that it wasn't a passion or anything anymore. It's just that things were just gearing into a different direction. And I decided, after years of debating with it and trying to just give sobriety a 100% chance. And with that, I'd say I'm 2 years sober, and alcohol free. So that's definitely changed everything. And after 2 years now, I don't know, I made my return to the stage a little bit, and I did a production here in San Antonio for Christmas for SeaWorld. But from that, I caught the bug again, and have found a re-interest in performing and singing, and finding out that I do like those things without the need of any substances. So that's what I've been up to, is dying so that I can be reborn again in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Back then, you had taken the DIY approach to releasing your music. Is that the same approach this time around, or did you end up getting signed to a label? What's the whole deal?
Well, yes, at that time I was doing the whole indie thing, and then I jumped from label to label almost.
Cool.
Yeah, and they were all independent labels as well, which is why it was easier for me to agree with certain things. But as for now, things are just fully independent. I am working on something. We're coming up with some ideas with a very good friend of mine who's produced for me before. Uh, trying to see what this new sound would even be. Now that I'm in a different place, different headspace, and I think my voice sounds a little different too. So I don't know. I feel like something like that would deserve a little bit bigger of a release. But if we could do that independently, of course, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't want to talk ill about people who do sign to labels because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But there are other approaches as well. So I say right now it's kind of up in the air. You know what I mean? It's fair game.
I, like possibly many others who had discovered you via the internet or the TV show that was America's Got Talent, where you were featured, to this day, do people still approach you as, "Hey, you're that guy"? Do you ever get
Yeah.
sick of that?
No, 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 no. It's always funny. I'm actually about to start a like Instagram mini series of just reacting to certain things because uh, it's funny you say that because the opening tagline was going to be, "Hi, yes, it's me, that guy," and the photo. Because it's either you're Adam Lambert or you're Adam something, or were you on The Voice or X Factor or American Idol? It just never lands on the correct one. Never online, but yes, in person, it's always you're that one guy. I think I've seen you before. You're that one guy. But no, it never gets annoying. I love it. I think it's fun.
Can you remember anything from performing that day, that time, that moment that you will never forget? It always just sticks in your head.
From the audition,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh man, that whole day it was just one of the weirdest, most surreal days. I don't know about performing, but I will say that it was an interesting day,
Hmm.
and I remember I don't know if you know who this is, but Trisha Paytas was there.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was at the time, but I remember her being so vibrant and pink, and so in my head, I was like, "There are people here that are going to do some really great things. I don't know what I'm doing here,"
Hmm.
and fully expecting, either the buzzers or laughter. I
Hmm.
was fully prepared for that, um, and I don't know what I was going to do, so maybe I wasn't fully prepared. But I'm sure I would have walked off or cried or I don't know, ended everything. But no, I do remember the producers being very adamant that I was going to do great before I even sang a note. So that was interesting to me.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, they couldn't have known that because I could have easily screwed it all up. But I think they just either understood my potential and really wanted to make for great TV, understandably, or they liked me. The little naive part of me was like, maybe they genuinely care, you know? But the one thing I will remember is them allowing me to go out back where they park the big trucks and stuff like that to just really warm up my voice. Like, I don't know who else was given that opportunity, but that's something I'll always remember about that day. That and signing my first autograph outside. That was weird, but cool. When I say weird, I usually mean it's a good weird, but that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
weird. Yeah.
If you could go back and talk to yourself at that point in time, what would you say to yourself?
Focus. Focus. Focus on the goal. Focus on the passion that you have. Focus on the people around you that genuinely care about you, and put the bottle down. That's what I would say.
Back when we last spoke, you had released a handful of singles, maybe like two or three of them. Were there any other singles released aside from those?
Yeah, that would have been Dark Tales. Yeah, absolutely. Since then, I had done, I think, a few more EPs, to be honest, because we could just never find anything to commit to full length albums. But I was actually on board with, I don't know if you know, Alan Sachs. He has since passed away, but he was a big music producer, worked with the likes of like John Travolta and Demi Lovato, I believe, and the Jonas Brothers, as well as produced like for DCOM and stuff like that. And through him, I released independently an EP called Stardom. And I don't want to say too much more about that because we're playing around with that again because it has been a few years since. Hopefully releasing more though. Like you said, it has just been a few songs here and there. It hasn't been like full on much of anything, and it's not without me wanting to. I guess I just wasn't there yet. I wasn't focused.
Mhm. At that same time, you had, I think it was the EP Black Lights, and then you had talked about doing that album or the EP Dark Tales. Did Dark Tales ever see the light of day and get released, or what happened?
Yeah, Dark Tales was released through Standby Records.
Okay.
And Standby Records at the time was known best for kind of launching Black Veil Brides.
Yeah.
And so sight unseen, I signed on to them. I was like, sure, why not? And you grow up and realize it doesn't work that way. You really do need to pay attention to what you're signing and things like that. So
Hmm.
I won't speak ill on the company, but I will say that not much came of that. So it was released and it did have positive reaction online. So I know that much. But as far as how many downloads it had and things like that, I would never know because I just wasn't given access to that kind of information.
What about that Dark Tales short film you were discussing about wanting to do that? Did that ever happen?
Oh man, it's funny because you say that, and I'm like, oh, I said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Um,
You should
I
have
tried.
reread the interview from way back when.
Listen, I should have. I have a tendency to want everything to be a short film. That's just the truth. Because, like, to my core, aside from being a musician, to my absolute core, I am a cinephile. I just love movies, and
Mhm,
I use movies to reference everything I do. If
mhm,
if you're in my circle, you know that to be true. It's everything is, oh, remember kind of like this movie, that one scene, and I'm constantly dropping one-liners. So I guarantee you, everything in my mind deserves to be a short film to a certain degree. So
mhm.
uh, no, I never got to do anything like that for any of my projects, actually. I attempted to make another crack at it again with I released a song called Dance with the Devil, and the that was also self-released, but I had filmed a lot of like from home lo-fi footage to promote that. That's about as close as I got. That and I released in it was during COVID. I released a two-song EP, and we shot it home video horror movie style, very like 90s, 80s lo-fi horror. That's as close as I got to doing anything like that. Dark Tales definitely deserved better, but I think it might start getting its own recognition again because people are really into nostalgia right now or something. I don't know.
Did you ever release any music videos out of any of the singles or EP tracks, or nothing came about?
From Dark Tales, no.
Mhm.
No, nothing came from that, and it was kind of embarrassing because it was like,
You kept talking about it and blowing it up so much back
yeah,
then, so I thought, it
yeah.
exploded since then, but I
It did,
guess.
it just I think what happened was it imploded, because there were too many ideas happening and everyone wanted
Mhm,
their input. And I understand I'm old enough to get it, that when you have a band, because that's what I did, when you
mhm.
have a band, everybody's voice matters.
Yes.
And that wasn't something that I was very much so taking into consideration because I was so hell-bent and focused on making sure that it was successful. And that kind of sidelined a lot of things. So maybe people could have helped it be potentially something great. I have a tendency to stand in my own way. That's just the truth. But yeah, nothing came of it because I was under the impression that it was going to be a big release because a label told me, "Hey, release the EP, and then we'll work on the full length." and
Mhm.
from there it will, become whatever.
Mhm.
And I believed it because I was naive.
Have you gotten the chance to perform anywhere else besides on TV? Did you ever do a show, any mini tours or a couple of shows live or anything? I don't think
Here,
I heard about you coming out to California, so I don't know how far
yeah,
you got.
yeah, no, I mean, here and there, I rarely get the opportunity to leave Texas. But let's see, since then, I don't know. I know I did, well, I performed on, was it Univision from Miami in a show called Gran Oportunidad.
Mhm.
And that was, first of all, fun, kind of a waste of time, but it was fun. And not waste of time as in like the singing, because I love doing that no matter what. Waste of
Mhm.
time in that I don't really know why I was there or asked to be there, to be honest.
Mhm.
But for me at that point, I was already circling the drain as far as mental health and like where I was going to go with music and stuff. So I just took the opportunity to, be like, hey, mom, do you want to go to Miami? And she was like, I'm down. So that was essentially the only reason I did that. Aside from that, performances anywhere else, probably not. I did get to do the Texas dates for a group called American Murder Song. But that was only in Texas, and it was, I believe, Houston, Dallas, maybe
Mhm.
San Antonio or Austin or something like that. But it was with Terrence Zdunich, who did Repo the Genetic Opera. Uh, That was fun. I feel like
Mhm.
I could have done a better job there as well. See, I'm so down on myself. But, yeah, no, no, not many performances outside of that, and I'm barely returning now, to
Mhm.
YouTube.
So there aren't any plans to go on a tour or do any more shows as of right now? I was
Oh,
hoping you'd come out this way. We'd get to meet and I'd see you perform.
yeah, listen, nothing is off the table anymore for
Yeah.
me. Um, I'm not saying that I'm 100%, healed in whatever
Mhm.
experiences I was going through, but I'd say that I'm in a much better place, and, I think a creative outlet is definitely what I need, so I don't wanna say no to anything. So if it does come to fruition, wink, wink, that I get to tour here and there or jump onto tours with this new music that I am working on, then of course. But I don't wanna jinx anything, because I truly am humbled by everything that's going on right now. Uh, so yeah, I do hope I get to. That would be great. And to meet you, yes, obviously.
Did you end up releasing any official merchandise? If so, where can we buy it?
No, so nowhere. No, no merchandise. I did, through Standby Records, we did release a couple T-shirts, I believe, to promote Dark Tales, and that was pretty cool, but aside from that, I don't think I ever did anything again. Like I said, I was just, ugh. I'm trying to make this interview fun because look, uh, I'm excited. Like, I am excited about music again, and so I don't want you to think that I'm, like, bringing the mood down. I'm just it's exciting to know where I was
Yeah.
and where I'm at now as far as headspace goes.
Mhm. Where can we listen to your music? Is it just digitally, or do you have any physical copies people can physically buy and show off?
I would say as of right now, everything is just digital. I mean, it is shocking though when I find, like, a CD that I did put out. I think the only physical CDs I ever put out was, um, Black Lights, which was my first full-length album. And I believe in 2018, I put out a holiday EP
Mhm.
CD, and it was very, very, very limited. Um, they were for local performances, things like that. So everything would be online. Everything definitely would be on iTunes, Spotify. Most streaming services have it. The problem is that it's under a bunch of different names. You know what I mean? So it's Angie De Leon, or I had different band names, or I had a stage name at one point. Short-lived, but that was there as well. All online, though.
Do you ever see taking all your music under all those names and throwing it on one album as one
Yeah.
big collection, or no?
Yes, that would be so cool. Wouldn't that be cool? And then, like, to get to remaster them and get them all to blend into one album, as proof that classical music being the base of most of what I do,
Mhm.
um, it allows for things to be cohesive no matter what. It just would naturally be that way. Yeah, that would be awesome. Minus black lights. I think I'll leave that one alone.
And so, what did get you uh, that bug bite of getting back into music? I thought, when we first talked, you were into the music thing all the way till now, but I guess not. It was up and then down.
Yeah, big time, big time. I the truth is that I lost, like, sight of anything I wanted to do,
Mhm.
creatively anymore, so I was just kind of doing the basic dad thing, you know? Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
also, I'm a father now.
Cool.
Uh, yeah, he's 7 years old, he's awesome, and I love being a dad, so that's first things first, right?
Mhm.
And so that became my main focus, and I decided it took a hot minute, but, like, it really hit me, like, you need to be sober, um, for your own health, but for your son, you know? And so I did that, and I just did the 9 to 5 thing, but before I knew it, I was realizing that I was missing something, and it wasn't booze or anything like that, but what was it? And it turned out to be being creative, and so I took on work as a makeup effects artist because that's what I used to do,
Mhm.
and that reintroduced me to the world, and I got to make a lot of great friends through that, but even through that came opportunities to be on stage if I wanted, and
Mhm.
that freaked me out because I hadn't done it in years, and on top of that, I hadn't done it sober, and so I don't know, I had many, many panic attacks, uh, and I laugh about it now because I can, but looking back, I really thought I was gonna say, "No, I was never meant to be a performer, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking." Um, but nothing else clearly had been working, so I said, "Just do it. Just do it and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen is you can decide that you don't wanna do it anymore."
Mhm.
Um, so I did, and it started off rough, but I jumped into a show that had a lot of choreography that
Mhm.
I had never done before, and that seemed silly in hindsight, but the truth was it really allowed me to break out of looking stupid, the idea of, "I don't wanna look stupid," you know? And I think that's something every performer needs to do is break out of that, "I don't wanna look stupid" mentality, and that's where I was, and now I'm out of it,
Mhm.
and, now I don't care if I look stupid because I just wanna have fun, you know? And that's where I got the bug back, yeah. This past December, basically, telling the
Mhm.
story of the birth of Jesus. Me of all people.
Um, as far as your music, would you ever consider re-releasing anything, or everything is fine the way it is?
Yes, and that has a lot to do with something I'm working on right now. So, yes, absolutely. You're just hitting the nail on the head every time. I'm like, "Oh gosh, how did she know?" Oh, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you have any new music in the works? A new song coming out or EP, or you don't want to reveal anything? It's all a surprise.
No, no surprises because I think I did that too much back then. Tried to make myself seem somewhat of, like, an enigma. Um, but the truth was I just didn't know who I was,
Mhm.
and I'm very comfortable with who I am. So I'm an open book these days. Yeah, no, for sure. I was on the phone today with my producer and threw all the ideas out, and we were just seeing what stuck. And yeah, there will be re-release of music, but with additional new tracks as well. So trying to do something cool and approach it from a sense of humor,
Mhm.
not taking it too seriously, but we just genuinely want to have fun and show people cool music. And that includes rock and dance and opera and all that cool shit, that I really wanted to do before, but wasn't focused enough to really make it come to fruition. So, yeah. I talk too much, don't I? My son told me that the other day. Daddy talks a lot.
Have you shown him the video from America's Got Talent?
Oh, he found it. You know what I mean? I was
Well,
like,
kids
it's
nowadays, they are smarter than a lot of
yeah. Yes,
with
I do what I
technology.
can. I do what I can to protect him, and we do. But that was one he was bound to see. You know what I mean? And he did, and he totally gets it though. He understands what
And
it's
he
all.
knew it was you? Like, or did he see
Yeah,
the title of the thing, or he immediately knew by the face or the voice? How did he know it was you?
probably mostly from my speaking voice, because I don't think that's changed much. I think I still sound the same,
Mhm.
but physically, I'm sure too, because I'm sure he's seen photos around his grandma's house of me dressed up that way. You know, uh, so yeah, he found it, and he thinks it's really cool. And look, I support whatever he wants to do, whatever he wants to do. But right now, he thinks he's Michael Jackson, so he thinks he's Michael Jackson and the Phantom of the Opera combined.
All
I
right.
think yeah, I think that sounds epic. So who am I to crush his dreams?
What are the plans for the rest of this year? That is 2026. Anything?
um, let's see. I genuinely don't know. I want to work on this project that we're gonna
Yes.
do, and hopefully that can lead into other things, other avenues. But as for planning anything, I can't say I know, but I know what I want to do. I do want to continue to make music and grow as an artist and really interact with people and get to know people, because I feel like we should all just be talking and find common ground on things. And I think that art is a great way to do that. And you know, I don't, the world is scary right now. And I think it's okay to admit that. It's just the truth. So I have no plans for this year outside of just to keep creating, keep uplifting, and keep staying hopeful for people to find joy in art of all avenues, but especially music. Hopefully, we can all come together with music, because we need it. And it's not for the sake of fame. No, I don't give a shit about fame or anything like that. I had a little taste of it before and I didn't like it. Um, but I do like the taste of creating. And so I can't give that up. Did I answer your question? I'm like, here's
Yes.
something insightful.
uh, and would you like to say or want to add on anything else?
Yeah, just, I think the one place that you can keep up with me is Instagram for now. The truth is, I had no intention of that video blowing up again, but my audition video blew up again, as you saw, and uh, it brought you back to me. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, don't I know you? It's like, yes, you do. uh, Life is funny, isn't it? And it's weird, and I think it's so cool if we just roll with the punches, and life has a fun sense of humor, I think. And so I would say find me on Instagram, because that's where all the heat is apparently. Um, and let's build a community of people that like music, and of all genres. I don't care what it is. If you listen to rock, rap, metal, classical, jazz, all of it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think it's all valid. And so that's all I would like to add. I hope everyone knows that music is valid. Still a dork.